Welcome to Getting to Know Google SecOps. I'm John Stoner, and today we're going to take a look at a time function that will format your time values in an easy-to-read format, but has the added benefit of customability. So, if the default form isn't what you're looking for, there are a number of different options to choose from. This function can be used as you build your searches and rules in Google SecOps. The timestamp values, while formatted in an easy-to-read format in the Google SecOps UI, may need to be manipulated when building rules and searches. The timestamp.getTimestamp function, without any additional arguments, will output the timestamp in the form year, month, day, followed by a space, and the hours, minutes, and seconds. This might be great for some organizations, but perhaps you require a different format for the date or just want to use a portion of the date. GetTimestamp does this for you by leveraging format elements. These additional formats align with Google SQL for BigQuery and are the second argument in the function, enclosed in quotes. The default is %f%t, where %f handles the date portion and the %t is the time portion. The third argument in the function is the time zone and is optional. This will default to GMT. Because we can use these different format elements with the function, we could also easily isolate on the month, day, or even day of the week, all with this function. This link at the bottom of the page provides a listing of the different format elements that can be mixed and matched together. We're going to start by building a search that leverages network connection events that have a sent bytes value greater than 0. Here's our initial search. We're grouping our results by the date and the IP address and sorting by the date as well as the event count. The date is based on the event timestamp, and because we have not added any additional arguments to the function beyond the field, we're returning the date in the format of year, month, day, hour, minute, seconds, and in GMT. That's fine for a start, but focusing our event counts by seconds may be a little too detailed for our analysis. Because our search is just focused on a single day, perhaps we want to just show the hour and the minute. We could do this by adding the second argument to our timestamp. If we take a look at our reference of date format elements, we can see that %R will return hour, minute in 24-hour time. Because our search time window is less than a day, perhaps we don't need the date. So let's add the %R to our function, which returns the time in hours and minutes. Now when we run our search, we can see our data is now aggregated by this new value. Maybe we do need the date in our output, but we don't want it to be in the default format of year, month, day, and would prefer to have it in a format like month, day, year, followed by the time. The function reference indicates that this date format is denoted by %x in lowercase. So let's add that to our function and run it again. Now, just a quick side note, you might be looking at the results and seeing lots of low event counts and thinking, can we roll these up to the hour? The answer is yes. We can do this by changing the %R to %H, which returns the hour in the form of 00 to 23. And then I've added :00 to our date. When we run that, notice the time rolls up to the hour. All right, let's get back to our date with the hours and minutes in it. We could keep working through additional examples to change and modify our grouping value, but rather than doing this, I'm going to demonstrate a few more time format examples in the outcomes section of our search. The first one is taking elements of the timestamp and arranging them in a format that aligns to my needs. In this case, a 2-digit year followed by the month spelled out and then the day. Notice I'm outputting the time based on a 12-hour clock with AM/PM options as well. And in the first example, because I have not specified a third argument, we have defaulted to GMT. The second example is very similar, but with two modifications. The first is that the %A provides a day of the week to the timestamp, and the second is the time zone argument asks for the date and time in the time zone that Los Angeles is in. When we run our search, we have two more columns all representing the same time, but in different formats and a different time zone in the case of the last column. There are a number of ways to utilize the timestamp.getTimestamp function, including isolating portions of the time into a placeholder variable that can be used elsewhere. These concepts can also be applied to rules. The timestamp.getTimestamp function provides us the ability to take a timestamp value, extract portions of the date or time, as well as change the formatting for display purposes to more easily work with our data sets when hunting, building detections, or developing reporting. This function accepts up to 3 arguments: the field or variable with the timestamp, the format we want the timestamp to appear in, and the time zone. The time zone is always optional and will default to GMT. The format element defaults to %F%T if not provided, which will return the year, month, day, hour, minute, second. So, if you would prefer something else, make sure you use the format elements and enclose them in quotes. Finally, remember that portions of the timestamp can be extracted to variables that can then be used in our searches or rules, either to aggregate data, output as an outcome variable, or perhaps use as a condition in a rule. This function provides a great deal of flexibility when working with timestamps and can be applied to your hunts and investigations. If you want to learn more about Google SecOps, check out my blog series called New to Google SecOps for more handy tips. We have a number of community URL detections at our GitHub site and are continually adding more. And don't forget to engage the security community at secopscommunity.com.